Hi guys, it is Sunday and we said we were going to go live today, so we are. We did have to reschedule. We had Helena who was going to do sweaters, and I know so many of you guys wanted to see the sweaters, and she just had some circumstances come up where she wasn't going to be able to get to the computer to be live. So instead of just canceling everything, I thought I'd come on. And you guys are free to ask me any questions, and I thought I'd just review a few things for you. Let's see, we have already covered, and there's videos that you can find in the bucket list group. If you go across the top, there's featured videos that'll be all of our last talks. And we started with Susan, who kind of compared the summer versus the winter tours because she's done both and loves them both, and she can explain the difference in that video. We had Debbie who came on and talked about the small private groups that are made for each individual tour and date. So when you've signed up for a tour, you can join the small group, and it will only be the people that you're going to ride with on your tour. So you have a great chance to get to know everybody and to plan things, maybe to meet up in Reykjavik or share a hotel room, lots of things, or just to know people before you get there. And then our last video that we did, I guess it was last week or the week before, was Carrie Ann, who was actually packing for her trip that's next week. And so she had laid everything out that she's packing and explained from head to toe what you need to bring, what you don't need to bring. That's an excellent video. I get asked that all the time. So she did a great job explaining those. So check out those 3 videos. And we have some videos from a year ago where you got to meet Beatney Paul and Mika and Elsa. And yes, we will be bringing those on new lives in the next coming weeks as soon as we can get them to have some free time to do so. All right. So you guys know to check out the videos up on the top for those last 3 things we did. The other things I want to explain that I get asked a lot, and again, you guys can ask questions in the bottom and I'll answer those topics too. How are you going to pick a tour? I mean, there's so many great tours on there. How do you know? And it has riding levels listed, but what riding level am I really? Because what somebody considers an expert rider, somebody else considers an intermediate rider. So how do we know what this company is basing beginner, intermediate, and advanced riders? So I have a little description, and I do have it shared below the video where I first posted the invite, but I'm going to go over it real quickly with you. So basically what Riding Iceland is considering a beginner rider is a rider with very little to almost no experience. You're unable to trot or canter. You've really never done those things. Maybe you've ridden once or twice, or, the person who says they're the expert that rode in summer camp. Okay, beginner, true beginner rider if you fall into that. All right, so if you're an advanced beginner, which a lot of us are going to fall into that category. Okay, an advanced beginner is a rider who can apply basic skills. They know how to hold the reins. They know to squeeze their leg to go forward. They know to pull back. They know how to turn. Basic skills. All right. And they're comfortable at a walk. They're comfortable at maybe short to medium distances at a trot, and maybe a little canter. Not that these horses are going to canter a lot. We want to keep them in a tolt, but for your basic skills at home, you're very comfortable at a walk. You're comfortable short distancing cantering and kind of medium distancing and trotting. All right. The rider who is confident at all paces, has a little bit of control, but has maybe a limited experience in riding, maybe in out on the trails in the open country. You just hadn't done it a whole lot, but you can handle the walk, trot, canter. You're an advanced beginner. Okay, your intermediate rider, which is going to be able to handle most of the tours that they have offered. And so you're going to look for the level of rider when you're booking that. The rider who can mount and dismount from the ground unassisted means you don't need a stepping stool. You don't need somebody to give you that push up. So you can do that from the ground most of the time. All of us have moments where you need a little help. Okay, the rider who is also confident and has a firm seat at all paces. So you can walk, trot, canter, you're comfortable, you're there, you can handle it. You're going to be an intermediate rider. And this rider also, you have some experience, but you're reasonably physically fit. Probably most of us, you can handle most things. Okay, your advanced rider. That's going to be your dream tour riders, okay? They're going to be very physically fit. They're going to be very experienced. And I'm going to explain to you in a minute the difference between experienced and physically able. Big thing. Don't let me forget that. So you're an advanced rider. You're experienced. You're very physically fit. You're riding fit. All right. So you're probably riding several times a week. You're comfortable on different horses. You can definitely handle the walk, the trot, the canter, the gallop. You're comfortable and you enjoy going at maybe faster speeds out in a group, covering some open terrain on the trails. Those are your advanced riders. Of course, they can get on and off by themselves quickly, comfortably, not needing assistance unless you got a cramp or something happened to you. You can do these things. You feel very comfortable. You're very fit. All right. Now, I said I wanted to explain the difference between experience and physical ability. Many of us have a ton of experience. We've been riding since we were 2 years old. And we've shown, we've barrel raced, we've done show jumping, cross country. We've done all of these things. Maybe we even trained. Maybe when we had boarding barns, we have tons of experience. But that was 20 years ago. And maybe we still have a horse, but we go out and putz around a little bit, and we're just not in the shape we were 20 years ago. That's the difference between experience and physical ability. Can you do now what you used to do? Okay, I know I can't. So most of us can't. No shame in that. So when you're booking a tour and you're going to say, I'm the advanced rider, but really you were an advanced rider 20, 30 years ago, do yourself a favor and say, what am I comfortable with? What do I want to do? What can my body do? Or can I get myself in that shape to sign up for the stronger tours? You're just going to enjoy it a whole lot more if you do it that way. All right. So we've explained what your physical abilities are as far as picking your rider level. I also have posted these things about how to pick a tour. And so you get to the point where you're like, hey, I know I want to book a Riding Iceland tour. How do I pick it? All right. So they're going to ask you some questions. Describe your riding experience and your ability. I just explained the difference to you. Explain that. And then what style of riding do you do? Do you ride bareback? Do you ride English? Do you ride Western? Those type things. Explain that. And I personally believe it's all dressage, different tack. If you do it right, that's me. That's the way I was taught. I ride the same way in a Western saddle as I do an English saddle. I can neck rein, I can direct rein, and they're going to need you to direct rein. 2 hands, guys. 2 hands on the reins and light contact. So you can be a Western rider and neck rein and have a loose rein at home, but when you come, just know you're going to need to feel the horse's mouth. You're going to need to use 2 hands, and you're going to need to feel comfortable in your balance doing that. If you think that that's going to be a harder time for you and you consider yourself an advanced rider, maybe take yourself down a notch and say, I'm going to struggle a little with the 2 hands. So, and that's okay, because most of us are not Icelandic horse riders. So we're going to know that. So just understand kind of when in Rome, you're going to do as the Romans. Same thing in Iceland. When in Iceland, you're going to ride like the Icelandic riders. All right. So that explains the style of riding. Are you going to be able to adjust to a different style of riding? What is your fitness level? What is your any physical limitations? We have a lot of riders that come and say, hey, I had a knee replacement. I can't bend this knee. I'm not going to be able to get on and off by myself. And that is still okay on most of the tours. But let them know up front so they make sure that they have the correct staff to give you the leg up, to give you the boost, so that you're not, I don't want to say being an inconvenience, but you know what I mean. So that they're prepared, that Sally had a knee replacement and she just can't bend that knee and she's going to need somebody to run over and help her. All right. So explain those physical limitations, your physical fitness level. Are you out running 10 miles a day, or are you losing breath when you walk up a flight of stairs? Just tell them. They've got a tour that'll work for you if you're truthful, right? I just explained, can you mount and dismount easily from the ground? And that's not a deal breaker. They can work with you, but they need to know up front. Are you comfortable riding all gaits? Your walk, your trot, your canter. These horses are gaited. A tolt. Maybe you've never ridden that before, but that's okay as long as you're willing to learn it. It's not hard to do. But are you comfortable at all speeds? And if you're not, again, there's a tour for you. But tell them up front what you're comfortable with. And then what are your expectations? Are you going to be wanting a plush hotel room, or are you going to be wanting to stay in a rustic cabin? Let them know up front. There's nothing wrong with you need something with a private bathroom, or you're okay with sharing a bathroom with several other people. Just let them know so that there's no upset when you get there. All right. So, let them know any of your expectations. I covered that. Any of your limitations. We've had riders come that have some health issues. Let them know up front, and they can help you, or I can help you pick the best tour for you to enjoy. All right. So those are some of my basic things that we have there. If you guys have any questions, let me know down here. The rides are already out, most of them. The Diamond Circle, which is the most popular, already has dates listed. It's not in the book now where you push the button, but above it where it says info, it has the dates. You can email the company. It's listed on the site, but it's saltvik at saltvik.is. And you can say, I want to sign up for this date or that date. So Diamond Circle's out. Midnight Sun has its 2 listings. The really wonderful winter ride that you get to ride over the frozen lake, that has its date out very soon. Things like Dream Tour, some of those will be listed. Normally these dates are not out this soon, and they book up super fast. So we begged and pleaded with Biotany to give us a heads up, and those dates are out. Go ahead, grab a date. Mika will kill me for saying this, but if you pick a date and then you go, oh, I wish I'd picked another date, she can change it for you. Just don't do it a lot. She'll probably wring my neck for saying that you can switch dates. But so don't hesitate, but go ahead and grab a spot. If you know that you're ready, if you have questions, you guys can always private message me. You can always email the company. And again, go over the things that I mentioned to you. What's your riding level? What's your experience? What's your physical level? What are any limitations you have? And then what do you want? What's going to make you happy? What are you comfortable with? Tell those things to them, and we love to help you pick the best tour. The other thing I want to mention, most of our riders, I'll stretch out to say 60 to 70% of our riders that ride this year are going to rebook for next year and do it again. And if you're like me, 10 years later, you're doing it again, and you're doing it 3 times in a year. So don't wait. I have people contacting me now going, hey, Lisa, I want to sign up for the summer. You know, most of it was booked 6 months ago. So don't wait. Grab a spot. Even, sorry, Mika, if you need to switch a date, it's doable. All right. Okay. So do that. Grab those dates. Grab a buddy to go with you, or be like most of the riders and go it alone. And it's great fun, and you're going to love it. Other things that we get, there's questions. Most people that go to Iceland have never been, unless you're junkies like us that go every single year, but you've never been. Book some extra days ahead and behind. And especially in those little small groups, you can buddy up with some people. And just like now, some of us going on one of the dream tours, we're saying, hey, what do you want to do a couple days before and a couple days after? Tons of stuff to do. And I can give you ideas. Other people in this group can give you ideas of things that you want to do, or book an extra tour. Ride 2 riding Iceland tours. That's possible too. I did 3 in a row last year. So all of those things are there. The sweaters, hopefully, I think in 2 weeks, we're going to try again to get Helena on here. Like I said, she just wasn't able to get to where she would have video contact. So, we were sorry to see that change, because I know a lot of you have already ordered sweaters. People ask about it all the time. You don't have to have a sweater to go, but everybody loves them. So, again, if you guys have any questions, let me know, and I'll answer anything that you've got. So we have gone over the packing list. We've done small groups, and we have talked before about winter versus summer. And I did just explain, and I put it in some of the comments on the original posting for our video today, picking riding levels, picking tours. So all of those things should be answered for you. And I'm sorry, guys, that we didn't have a regular video, but I didn't want to not come on and chat with you. So you guys just let me know anytime you have any questions.